So let us take a simple example, 4, 5, 3, 6, right? So obviously you will add all the digits 4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 6 and the sum will be equal to 18, right? And if this 18 is divisible by 9, yeah, 18 is divisible by 9. If you divide 18 by 9, you get remainder 0, right? 18 divided by 9 is obviously equal to 2. So remainder is equal to 0 in this case. If the sum is divisible by 9, if the sum is divisible by 9, means it is obvious that this number 4536 is divisible by 9, right? Now try to answer that is this number divisible by 9? Right? Is this number divisible by 9? See, you will have to add all the numbers. And what will you get if you add all the numbers? 45, right? 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0. Obviously, 0 is not going to impact the value. 45, right? Now, 45 is divisible by 9. You will get remainder 0. And if 45 is divisible by 9, means this number is also divisible by 9, right? Now, okay. Let us take a simple question. There is a 6-digit number. There is a 6-digit number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y, and it has been given that this number is divisible by 9. This number is divisible by 9. You have to answer that what is the maximum value, what is the maximum possible value of y? What is the maximum possible value of y? Okay, 6 is the answer. Okay, let us check. See, it has been given that this is a 6-digit number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So obviously y is a single digit number. If you don't read anything, you should be able to think that y can take values from 0 to 9. From 0 to 9. But there is a condition. In question it has been given that this number is divisible by 9. If this number is divisible by 9, it means that if you add all the digits, the sum should be divisible by 9, right? So if you add all the digits, 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, right? Then plus y, 4, 5 is 9, 9, 6, 15, 15, 7, 22, 22 and 8 is 30, right? 30 plus y. See, what is the sum? 30 plus y. And it has been given that this sum 30 plus y is perfectly divisible by 9. So try to think the number greater than 30 that is perfectly divisible by 9. 36. See, if you try to think the number that are perfectly divisible by 9, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54 and so on, right? See, you can think about putting the value 0. See, if you put the value 0, the sum will be 30. The sum will be 30. And if the sum is 30, in that case 30 is not divisible by 9. So you can't think about y being equal to 0, right? So you will have to think about, see, you can do also one thing that you once put y equal to 0, y equal to 1, y equal to 2, but this process will take much time, right? Y equal to 4, y equal to 5, y equal to 6. See, you will have to think that what is the number just greater than 30 that is divisible by 9, and obviously that number is 36. That number is 36. It means that 30 plus y equal to 36. So the value of y is equal to 6. But don't stop at this point. See, luckily in this case, if you stop at this point, still you will be able to mark the answer correctly. But you should also think about the next number. See, The next number is 45, right? The next number is 45. So it means 30 plus y equal to 45, right? Why? Because 45 is also divisible by 9, and you will get the value of y equal to 15. But if you put y equal to 15, then it will be a 7-digit number. It will be a 7-digit number, right? See, luckily in this case, there is only one possible value of y, right? This maximum is only here to confuse you, right? So what is the maximum possible value of y? Simple 6. Sometimes you can see that there are 2 to 3 possible values of y. In that case, obviously, if you have been asked to write the maximum possible value, you will have to pick the maximum possible value. Some days they will ask you minimum possible value, right? Some day they will ask you the average of all possible values of y, right? In some cases they can ask you the sum of squares of all possible values of y, right? So there can be multiple questions. Okay, any doubt? Now we will learn about the divisibility rule of 10. See, it is very simple, right? If unit place contains 0, if 0 is at unit place, means that number is divisible by 10, right? To check if a number is divisible by 10, you can use this simple rule. And what is that simple rule? Look at the last digit. Look at the last digit. If the last digit is 0, means that number is divisible by 10, right? You don't have to think anything. So let us take a simple example. 2450, 2450. So obviously last digit is 0. 0 is present at unit place, and if 0 is present at unit place, means obviously 245 is divisible by 10, right? Don't read that 10 factorial. This is simple 10, right? Okay. So 2450 is divisible by 10, right? Now if I am giving you a simple question, 457812y0. It has been given that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a 8-digit number. There is a 8-digit number which is perfectly divisible by 10. Which is means simple. Which is divisible by 10. Which is divisible by 10. You have to answer that how many, you will have to answer how many possible what is 3? Okay. What is the number of possible values of y? You have to answer. See, there is a 8-digit number 4578112y0 which is perfectly divisible by 10, right? Now you have to answer what is the number of possible values of y? Yeah, 10 is the correct answer. See, yeah, 0, right? See, if this number is perfectly divisible by 10, yeah, 0 is present at unit place. 0 is the last digit. So obviously, this number is perfectly divisible by 10. Right? See, this kind of questions can only confuse you, right? This is not a difficult question, right? So what can be the possible values of y? The possible values of y are from 0 to 9, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So what is the number of possible values of y? 10. See, in an exam, you will obviously get 9 in option A, right? And they will definitely put 10 in option E, right? So in examination, you don't have to do mistake in easy or medium, in easy questions by doing silly mistakes, right? Because doing this thing definitely harms you a lot, right? Any doubt in the divisibility rule of 10? Okay, we will learn about the divisibility rule of 11 in tomorrow's lecture. Now try to answer this question. Okay. So your answer is option D, right? Okay. Okay, let us start solving this question. See, we have learnt about the divisibility rule of 4, right? It is very easy to check the divisibility rule of 4 and 8, right? Or even 2. See, whenever you see this kind of questions, you don't have to worry. You only have to look at options. So basically, you have to check the divisibility of this number by 3, 4 and 8, right? Okay. See, to check the divisibility by 3, we will have to add all numbers. We will have to add all numbers, right? But to check the divisibility rule of 4, we will only have to look at the last 2 digits. Last 2 digits, right? So what are the last 2 digits? Last 2 digits are 0, 8. And is this number divisible by 4? Yeah, this number is divisible by 4, right? If you divide this number, obviously you will get remainder 0, right? Means this number is definitely divisible by 4, right? See, if this number is definitely divisible by 4, means you can immediately eliminate these two options, right? Now you don't have to think, now you don't have to add the numbers, right? Why? Because if this number is divisible by 4, you will definitely have to choose that option which says that, yeah, this number is divisible by 4, right? Now we have to check about the divisibility rule by 8. So what are those last 3 digits, right? The last 3 digits are 008, means basically 8 is obviously divisible by 8, so remainder will be 0, means this number is definitely divisible by 8, right? Now notice this thing, if you pick option B, option B says that this number is divisible by only 4, right? But now we know that, see, we haven't checked about divisibility by 3, we haven't checked about that thing, right? Now, but we have checked about the divisibility by 8 and we have found that this number is divisible by 8. So can you pick this option? No, now you can't pick this option. So obviously option D is the correct answer, right? So I can recall there was a question, there was a question in CSAT 2024 where there was 2, 3 and 37. So there were many students who were confused that, okay, I have to check the divisibility by 37. But fortunately, if you look at that question carefully, you didn't have to think about 37, right? So sometimes you will have to be smart. See, am I going to teach you the divisibility rule by 37? No. Am I going to teach you the divisibility rule by 59? How many rules you will be able to retain, right? So see, okay, if you want to check about 3, you can check 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 9, 9, 5, 14, 14, 6, 20, and then plus a 28. 28 is not divisible by 3, right? So obviously this number is not divisible by 3, right? See, even if you start solving this question by checking the divisibility rule of 3, still you will have to check about 4 and 8 both, right? By checking 3, you will only be able to eliminate this option. See, and then if you check by 4, still you will have to check by 8. So sometimes you will have to be smart, right? And obviously you can be by solving a number of questions, right? Any doubt? Now try to answer this question. This question has been also asked in UPSC CSAT. D option. Okay. It is not difficult to remember. It is not difficult to remember the rules. Remember the divisibility rules. If you just solve few questions based on the divisibility rules of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, trust me, you will be able to retain all of these rules. Okay, let us start solving this question. See, UPSC CSAT definitely asks few easier questions each year. But what happens in examination, there are 80 questions. See, you can easily skip 30 questions. Even if you attempt 50 questions by using all the time, you will be able to crack the CSAT. If we have any kind of fear of CSAT, why will we think about those 80 questions? We will invest all of our time to identify those 45 to 50 questions where we can be sure that, yeah, this answer is correct. Right? So never waste time on never waste time on difficult questions at least. So if you read this question, the question says that when a certain number is multiplied by 7, okay, there is a number, and if that number is multiplied by 7, the product entirely comprises ones only 111, right? Means if there is a number, suppose this is a number, and if you multiply this number with 7, only 1111 comes, right? Okay. Now, what is the smallest such number? See, you don't have to think about smallest a lot. In this kind of questions, you have been given options, right? So definitely in this kind of questions, you should use options, right? Now notice this thing. If you look at all the options, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, means there are 5 digits in each option. There are 5 digits in each option. Even if you don't count the number, see, why I am saying 5 digits means it is obvious that if you multiply any number, with 7, there are high chances that you will get 6 1. See, but even if you are not able to think that thing, don't worry. Okay, see, few people start multiplying from option A. Obviously, few people start multiplying from option B, right? It all depends on you. Okay, let us start 15. Okay, let us start doing from option 15, 7, 1, 3 into 7, right? 3 into 7 will be obviously 1 in 21, and you will write here 1, right? So 1 into 7, then 2, 91. See, can it be the correct option? No. You are getting 9. Now you don't have to complete the number. You got 9 here. And it has been given that the product will only contain 1. Right? Means option A is definitely incorrect. Are you able to get this point? It has been given that if you multiply a number with 7, you will only get 1. You will only get 1 in the product. Right? Notice this part. Entirely comprises ones only. Means you will only see 1, 1, 1. Right? You haven't, see, why they didn't give you the exact number of 1. In that case, you will simply divide it by 7. In that case, you will simply divide it by 7, and it will be very easy to answer. Right? If they give you that there are 6 1, then what will you do? In that case, you will just divide it by 7, right? And you will be able to pick this. You will be able to find this value. But since you are gonna become an bureaucrat, so will they ask simple division? No, they will definitely not. They will definitely not ask simple division. See, ultimately it is simple multiplication and division, but they will try to confuse you. Right? So now let us look at option B, 15, 7, 2, 3 into 7. 3 into 7, again 21, 2. 2 into 7 is 14, and then 2, 60. So can it be the option? No. You have got 6 here. Only one should be. Now let us look at option C, 15, 7, 8, 3. Now notice 3 into 7, 21 again, 2, 8 into 7, 56, plus 2 is 58. Now notice 8 is here. Means option C has been eliminated. Will you check option D? No. If you have carefully multiplied in the case of option A, option B, option C, now you should definitely mark option D without thinking anything, right? Okay, since you are only going to attempt 45 to 50 questions carefully, you can do multiply, right? Because you will have enough time. And now if you multiply 15, 8, 7, 3 into 7, so 3 into 7 is 21, so obviously 2, 7 into 7 is 49, 2, 51, so obviously 5, 8 into 7, 56 plus 5 is 61, so obviously 6. Now 5 into 7, 35 plus 6 is 41, so 1 into 7, 4. See, there are 6 ones, right? The product comprises only ones. Are you able to notice this thing? So now tell me, is this question really difficult? No, it is not difficult. They definitely ask few easier questions, but they try to tweak the language such that we will be confused at that time. See, you will definitely be able to solve this question at the end of the examination, right? Even if you panic in the examination hall. Oh, any doubt? Now try to answer this question. Two and zero. Which option? B. Okay. Okay. Let us start solving this question. It has been given that the number 579683 PQ is divisible by both 5 and 8, right? Then the smallest values of P and Q will be. See, again, you don't have to worry about smallest. See, you have been given few options, right? Maybe if I remove the options, if I write it here, then the largest values, right? In that case, you will really have to calculate, right? See, if you observe if you can observe one thing, even in the second or third lecture, I was given few questions related to minimum value, maximum value, right? Why did I do that thing? The reason is simple. In future, when we will have practice sessions of number system chapter, I am gonna remove all the options. In that case, I will write it here largest, right? Then only you will learn. If you will be able to solve without using options, right? And when will that data? Obviously, when you will have practiced a number of questions, right? Okay, let us look at this question. That it has been given that this number is divisible by both 5 and 8, then the smallest values of P and Q. Okay, 5, 7, 9, 6, 8, 3, P, Q. It has been given that this number is divisible by 5 and 8. Okay, let us think about 5 first. What is the divisibility rule of 5? The divisibility rule of 5 is that either 0 or 5 must be present at unit place. Either 0 or 5 must be present at unit place. See, we are not thinking about 8 now. We are only thinking about 5 for now, right? It means what? It means that the value of Q should be either 0 or 5. Either 0 or 5. Okay. Now, let us start thinking about divisibility rule of 8. What is that rule? The rule says that we only have to look at the last 3 digits, right? And what are those last 3 digits? Last 3 digits are 3, P, Q. right? Obviously, we don't have any kind of value related to P, but now if now we know the possible values for Q, that are 0 and 5. And how did we arrive? How did we find these values? By thinking about the divisibility rule of 5, right? So 3PQ means 3P. If you think about Q being 0, so 3P 0, and there is another possible number 3P5, right? And these numbers must be divisible by 8. These numbers must be divisible by 8. Now if you try to recall the table of 8, try to recall the table of 8, you will find that 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, right? Then obviously 48, 56, then 64, then 64, 72, 80, right? Now try to think, if 5 is present, if 5 is present at C, you can answer this question by using options quickly, right? You will be able to, but try to think in this way also, that if 5 is present at unit place, it is not gonna be divisible by 8 in any case. Why? Okay, try to think one thing, that suppose the value of P is 34. The value of, we are assuming that the value of P is 4. We are assuming that the value of P is 4. In that case, 8 into 4 is 32, 32, then 2, 5, 2, 5, 8 into 3, means again remainder will be 1. Even if you make it 3, then it will be 15, right? Even if you make it 5, again means in any case, if you put the value of Q as 5, 8 is not gonna divide it. Why? You can look at these numbers. 5 is not present, right? So what does it mean? It means that obviously 86420, if 86420 is present at unit place, in that case only 8 can divide it. Don't worry, we will obviously solve a number of questions related to this concept. But if 5 is present at this place, means we can say that this is not gonna be divisible by 8. Now if you look at this number, see, 0 is present at unit place. Obviously you can notice, means 3P0 is divisible by 8. Now 0 means the value of Q is 0, so obviously you will be able to eliminate, we will be able to eliminate this option, right? Now the possible values of P are 2 and 4. See, 320 and 340, 340. Now notice 320 is divisible by 8, but 340 is not divisible by 8. Try to divide it. 8, 3, 2, 0, 8 into 4, 32, 0, 0. So remainder is 0 in this case. A remainder will not be 0 in this case. 8 into 4 is 32, 8 into 2, you will get remainder 4. So 340 is not acceptable, right? But I will suggest you, if you get options, don't worry, you can simply write, see, 322, see, the value of P are 2 and 2. So 3PQ, 322, then you can write 320, then you can write 343, then you can write 330, right? Why? Because we have to deal with 5 and 8, right? So we have also included last digit, and to deal with it, we have taken all the 3 digits. See, this number is not divisible by 8, this number is not divisible by 8, this number is not divisible by 8, right? Only this number is divisible by 8 and this number is also divisible by 5. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is option B. Any doubt? Now try to solve this question. Try to take examples. That okay, let us assume P is 5, Q is 5. Try to solve this question. You should put at least 2 to 3 minutes to solve this question. Okay. This question has also been asked in UPSC CSAT. Okay, B. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Means you are saying option D, right? Okay. Okay, don't worry. Everyone should try to answer this question. You can take, see, how will you approach this question? You will have to take examples. Like it has been given that P is a prime number. You will have to think that, okay, P can be 2, 3, 5, 7. You will have to take random examples. Then only you will be able to solve. See, try to recall what we were dealing with even plus even equal to even plus odd equal to odd, right? So basically, we learn about even plus even and odd. In examination, we have been given P plus Q prime. You have been asked to add prime plus composite equal to prime. That's why your basics should be clear. That how did we say that even plus even equal to even? Are you able to get my point? If you just remember even plus even equal to even, will you be able to answer this question? No. You should definitely be able to think, why did we say even plus even equal to even? We took random examples that one even number is 4, another even number is 6, 4 plus 6 is 10. That's why even plus even equal to even. So to solve these kind of questions, we will have to take examples, right? Now let us look at the question. Consider the following statements in respect of two natural numbers P and Q. It is very clear that P and Q are natural numbers. Try to recall about yesterday's lecture. I told you that in examination, in competitive exams, we only have to deal with positive numbers usually, right? Natural numbers usually, right? So P and Q are two natural numbers. Now if you read the question further, it has been given that P is a prime number. P is a prime number. P is a prime number and Q is a composite number. We also have learnt about composite number, right? Those numbers which have 3 or more than 3 factors are called composite numbers, and those numbers which have only 2 factors are called prime numbers. See, whenever you say that, whenever you notice, whenever you read that P is a prime number, your mind should be able to think about these numbers, that okay, it can be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on, right? And when you see that Q is a composite number, your mind should be able to think that okay, this number can be 4, then 6, then 8, then 9, 10 and so on, right? Your mind should be able to think these numbers, right? So try to develop this kind of approach. Now start reading the question. P into Q can be an odd number. P into Q can be a, see, in this question, these questions are not difficult. They have written can be. Suppose if they say definitely, in that case you have to be worried, right? Can be, whenever you read can be, means you don't have to check multiple cases. You just have to find that one example. In that example, you should be able to say that P into Q can be an odd number. Can be an odd number. Now notice this thing. 3 into 9. 3 is a prime number, right? 3 is a prime number and 9 is a composite number. So 3 into 9 equal to 27 and 27 is an odd number. 27 is an odd number. Yeah, so it can be an odd number. See, it can also be an even number, but we don't have to worry about that thing, right? It has been given that can be an odd number. So just try to find the example. Just try to find the example. See, there are multiple examples. 5 into 9 is 45. But you don't have to find so many examples. You just have to find a single example such that you should be able to say that P into Q can be an odd number, right? Any doubt? Now read the second line. Q by P can be a prime number. Okay. Q by P. What is Q? Q is composite. Okay, then think. Let us, you can also write it here 12, 14, right? Okay, let us state that Q is 14. We are assuming that Q is 14. Q by P can be a prime number. Okay, we have taken that Q is 14 and P is a prime number. P is a prime number. Let us take 2. 2 is also a prime number, right? And 14 by 2 equal to 7. 14 by 2 equal to 7. 7 is also a prime number, right? Q by P can be a prime number. Now are you able to see that? Q by P can be a prime number. Yeah, it will. There will be many cases where it will not be a prime number, but you just have to find one example, right? That's why I have told you in the first lecture that start developing some kind of obsession with numbers. Whenever suppose you go to a shop and shopkeeper says you to pay 17 rupees, okay, your mind should think that okay, it is a prime number, right? Trust me, if you start applying this thing in your daily life, you will be able to think about these examples quickly, right? Are you able to get my point? Right? Means that second statement is also correct statement, right? Now let us think about p plus q can be a prime number. Okay, p plus q can be a prime number. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, now notice this thing. P plus q is a prime number. So let us think that p is 7. P is 7 and q is 16. 16 is a composite number. 16 is a composite number, right? Now add p plus q is 23. Is 23 a prime number? Yeah, 23 a prime number. So third statement is also correct, right? So now notice this thing. Why we are able to think about 7, 16, 23? Because we have played with these numbers a lot. So if you want to solve this question correctly and quickly in the examination hall, you will definitely have to love these small numbers. Trust me, they ask this kind of questions everywhere, every year, right? Someday they will ask you p minus q square into r into s is an even number. Some years you will get even numbers question. Some year they will give you prime number. Some year they will give you odd number, right? See, everyone knows that. I have told you on the first lecture that everyone knows that 15 to 25 questions are asked from number system chapter. But then why we are not able to master it? The reason is simple. The reason is simple that we just try to mud up theories, we just try to mud up formulas. We don't try to have some kind of love with numbers to solve this kind of questions. Right? Any doubt? So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be 1, 2 and 3 means option D. Okay? Any doubt? Now try to answer this question. And don't worry if you are not able to solve, right? As I have told you that we will definitely solve a number of questions related to this chapter. Okay, 2, option D. How did you solve? Okay, okay, got it. Okay, sure. Correct. Okay, let us start solving this question. It has been given that a number when divided by 119 leaves 19 as remainder, right? Now try to think one thing, that if you divide a number with 119, right, what is the remainder? Remainder is 19. So can you say one thing, that we can also say that 119 into 1 plus 19 is that number. You can also say that 119 into 2 plus 19 is that number. I will take simple examples. Notice this thing. If you divide 42 by 5, you write it as 42 equal to 5 into 8 plus 2, right? 5 into 8 plus 2, that is equal to 42, right? In the same way, we can also write it that number is 119 into 1 plus 19. Now notice this thing. 119 into 1 means 119 plus 19 equal to number, means number is equal to 138. Number is equal to 138. See, if you divide 138 by 119, if you divide 138 by 119, you will get 19 as a remainder. You will get 19 as a remainder. Any doubt? See, even if you multiply, see, if you divide a number, if you divide some number with 119, obviously you will multiply with maybe 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, any times, right? Maybe 100 times. Then you will get some remainder. So you can put it, you can think that, okay, it is just into 1, right? Or maybe into 2, maybe into 3. I will take, okay, let me take a few more examples such that you will be able to think. See, we can also say that if you are thinking that how did we know that this is 1? How did we know that this is 1? Okay, let us assume that if you divide a number with 19, maybe you are dividing it by k times plus 19, that will be equal to number. Are you able to get this point? Right? Into k times, right? See, you can put the value of k that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, anything. You can even put the value of k that is equal to 0. It can happen that if you divide 19 by 119, remainder will be 19. See, if you divide 119 by 19, will you be able to divide? You will not be able to divide. Even in that case, remainder will be 19. Even in that case, remainder will be 19. Right? Because you will not be able to divide. Right? So if you will not be able to divide, you can also assume that this number is 19. I am giving you multiple perspectives. See, you can write that, okay, 119 divided that number by k times, then remainder is 19. That will be equal to number. You can think that k equal to 1. You can also think that k equal to 0. Right? You can also think that k equal to 0. You can also think that k equal to 2. So, but why will you put k equal to 2, k equal to 3, k? Don't worry. We will solve many questions related to remainder theorem and you will be able to grab. So, the remainder is 19. So, now if you divide remainder 19 by 17, obviously remainder will be 2. Right? And if you think that no, I have divided it by 1 times, right? So 119 into 1 plus 19 equal to number. So number will be equal to 138. So if you divide 138 by 17, so 17 into 8, 136 by 2. Again remainder is 2. Again remainder is 2. Right? So basically, if a number is divided by 119, leaves 19 as remainder, so you can write that 119 into k plus 19 is equal to that number. and you can put the value of k as 0, k as 1, k as 2, whatever is your choice, right? So ultimately you should be able to think this thing only. Any doubt? See, we can also take suppose a number a number when divided by 5 leaves 2 as remainder, leaves 2 as remainder. I am taking a simple example such that you will be able to relate now. See, now the question is, a number when divided by 5 leaves 2 as remainder, right? Now try to think, if you divide 2 by 5, the remainder will be equal to 2. Any doubt? If you divide 2 by 5, you will not be able to divide. So remainder will be 2. If you divide 7 by 5, if you divide 7 by 5, the remainder will be 2. Are you able to get this point? If you divide 12 by 5, remainder will be again in this case 2. If you divide 17 by 5, again remainder will be equal to 2. That's why I have said you earlier that again you can write that, see, there are multiple possible values for that number, right? That number can be 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, 27, 32. There are many possible values for that number. Any doubt? Means you can say that that number is equal to 5 into k, 5 into k plus remainder is 2. So obviously that is equal to number. That is equal to number. See, if you put the value of k is 0, 2 will be number. If you put the value of k is 1, 7 will be that number. 5 into 1 plus 2, right? But don't worry, why did I bring this question for now? See, we haven't learned the remainder theorem for now, but I brought this question to test the comfortability level. That are you guys aware of this concept? See, we haven't learned the concept required to solve this kind of question, so don't worry. So I like in yesterday's lecture, I brought a question, if you can recall, 1 1 square 1 2 3 2 1, such that I should have idea that whatever the students are, the present students, the students who are present in the classroom, how much they know, right? Then only I will be able to plan my lectures, that what should I teach you, okay? Maybe you guys are able to understand it now, right? Now if I ask you that if that number, now the question is, if that number is divided by 4, okay, let us skip that question, we will solve these questions later when we learn this theorem, okay? Any doubt for now? Now try to answer this question. What is the answer? Okay. Okay, you are saying that 1, 2, and 3, right? Okay. Try to put 3 or 4 minutes for this question, and maybe your answer is not correct. So try to solve it again. Again, it has been given that x, y, z are distinct prime numbers, each less than 10. Now you should think that what are the possible values of x, y, and z? 2, 3, 5, and 7. These are distinct prime numbers, each less than 10. Okay, you are saying option 4. Okay. Four is not the correct answer. So try to solve it again. Okay, 3, option 3. Okay, maybe option 3 is correct. But don't worry, try to put efforts for more 1 or 2 minutes. Option 3. Consider the following statements in respect of the sum s equal to x plus y plus z, where x, y and z are distinct prime numbers, each less than 10. Okay, we will come to distinct word later, but if it has been given that x, y and z are prime numbers, each less than 10, it means it is obvious that the possible values of x, y and z are 2, 3, 5 and 7. It has been very clearly mentioned that these prime numbers, each prime number is less than 10, right? So the possible values for x, y and z are 2, 3, 5 and 7. Now it has been clearly mentioned, this word distinct. What does it mean? It means that if you say x is equal to 2, listen carefully, if you say x is equal to 2, it means that you can't say that y or z is equal to 2. If you say that y is 3, or if you say that y is 2, it means that you can't say that x and z is equal to 2. Distinct means what? That each value is different. Each value is different, means the values of x, y and z are different, right? Means no two values can match. Okay, now let us start reading the question. If you look at the question, it has been given that the unit digit of s, means obviously sum s, can be 0. Okay, the unit digit, again unit digit, means ultimately, and look at the option, can be, right? And unit digit of s, what is s? X plus y plus z. And now we will have to find the possible values of s, right? These are possible values of x, y and z, right? So there are many possible values of s. Now try to think, see, we are solving this question by using simple approach. Okay, let us assume that x is 2, y is 3 and z is 5. Are you able to get this point? We are assuming, see, all the values are different. So basically s equal to x plus y plus z, right? So 2 plus 3 plus 5, 2 plus 3 plus 5 equal to 10, right? 10. Now notice this thing, unit digit is 0 in this case. Unit digit is 0 in this case. Now look at, yeah, the unit digit of s can be 0. Yeah, we have seen that. The unit digit of s is 0 in one case. Means this statement is correct, right? Means you should be able to eliminate option number 2. Why? Because option number 2 says that only 2 and 3. But we have found that our statement 1 is correct, right? Okay, now we will also have to check about option 2 and, sorry, statement 2 and 3, right? Now try to think about these values, that now you can write, let us take another case, that x equal to 2, y equal to 3 and z equal to 7. Z equal to 7, right? So obviously s will be equal to 2, 3, 5 plus 7 equal to 12. Means unit digit can be 2. No, it has not been mentioned in any of the cases. Okay, let us think about one more case, that let us assume that x equal to 3, y equal to 5 and z equal to 7. So s equal to, x plus y plus z means 3 plus 5 plus 7. 3, 5, 8 plus 7 equal to 15. Unit digit is 5. Unit digit is 5 means our statement 3 is correct. Unit digit is 5. If our statement 3 is correct, means we can eliminate option 1. We can eliminate option 1. Why? Because our option 1 says that statement 3 is incorrect. But we have got that no, statement 3 is correct. So obviously option 1 is eliminated. Now try to think, if you look at option 3 and option 4, now we have checked about option 1 and option 3. Sorry, statement 1 and statement 3, but we haven't been able to check about statement 2. Now try to think one thing, that if it has been given that the unit digit of S can be 9, the unit digit of S can be 9. When the unit digit of S will be 9? When the S is 9, right? If S is 9, in that case, unit digit will be 9. If the S is 19, in that case, the unit digit will be 9. If the S is 29, in that case, S will be 9. In that case, unit digit will be 9, right? Now try to think one thing, what is the minimum value of S? When you take the minimum values for X, Y and Z, when you take the, see, you are taking 2, 3 and 5. So obviously out of those 4 values, you have taken the minimum values. So the minimum value of X plus Y plus Z is 10. Can you get a minimum value below than 10? No, you can't get. See, you have taken 2, 3 and 5. You have taken 2, 3 and 5. So obviously 2 plus 3 plus 5, that is equal to 10. Right? So obviously 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 10. So this is minimum value. This is minimum value, right? And now notice one thing. This is the maximum value, 3 plus 5 plus 7. So obviously this is equal to 3 plus 5 plus 7 is maximum value 15. Maximum value is 15. See, don't worry. I can keep you happy by bringing easy and easy questions, right? But you will not learn anything, right? That's why I have brought the exact CSAT questions, such that you should learn something more. And trust me, we will solve many questions related to this kind of concepts. Then only you will be able to understand the approach, that what should be our approach while dealing with this kind of questions. Now notice this thing. So can S be 9? Now try to think. Can S be 9? No, S can't be 9. S can't be 9. Why? The minimum possible value of S is 10. So S can't be 9. Can S be 19? No, S can't be 19. Can you add any 3 values to get 19? You can't, right? So obviously this is incorrect. So statement 2 is incorrect. So obviously option number 3 is correct. So try to think one thing, that they have created a beautiful question by only taking smaller prime numbers. In our when we learn about number system, we learn cyclicity to find the unit digit, and they have asked you to deal with the unit digit by following simple additions, but they are still able to make a beautiful question, right? That's why we will have to work a lot on our fundamental concepts to solve this kind of questions, right? Now you guys should be able to solve this question. See, if you really put efforts for 2, 3, 4 minutes, all of you will be able to solve this question correctly. Take examples, P and Q odd numbers, R and S even numbers. If it has been given that P and Q are odd, you can take the example that P is 3, or you can say that P is 11, Q is 7, R is 10, S is 8. Try to take examples and try to put these values and try to check, is it even, is it even, is it odd, and you will be able to answer. Option? Option 4, okay. Option 4. See, even if you are not able to solve these questions quickly for now, in examination, you only have to think about attempting 45 to 50 questions. Obviously, if you have some kind of fear of CSAT, right? So you will have enough times. You can easily dedicate 2.5 to 3 minutes to mark the answers correctly, right? So how will we approach this question? See, P and Q are odd, right? So obviously, let us assume that P is 11. See, you will think that why we are not taking P as 3. You can take P as 3, right? Q is odd, okay. Let us make it 7, right? Then it has been given that R and S are even, okay. R and S are even. So let us assume that this is 6 and this is 8, right? Now try to think about option 1, P minus R square. P minus R square is what? P minus R square is basically 11 minus 6 square. 11 minus 6 square, right? Then into Q into S, right? So what is Q? Q is obviously 7 and S is 8. See, if you take simpler values, obviously you will not have to multiply a lot, right? So 11 minus 6 is what? 5. 5, the square of 5 is what? 25 into 7 into 8. And you should be able to think that 25 into 8 is 200 into 7 is 1400. Yeah, this number is even. This number is even, right? And what is given? That this number is even, right? This number is even. Even if you take simpler values, 5, 7, 4, 6, you will be able to answer this question, right? Any doubt? Means, yeah, this is even, right? Now Q minus S. What is Q minus S? 7 minus 8 will be equal to minus 1. 7 minus 8 is equal to minus 1, right? Then the square of Q will be what? Will be 49. The square of Q will be 49 into S, again 8. See, obviously you will get the value in minus, but I have told you that minus 16 is also an even number, right? Even if you get negative values, yeah, that value is still even. That value is still even. 49 into 8, even if you multiply, you will find that at unit place 2 will come. 9 into 8, 72, so 2 will come at unit place. And if you have taken simpler values, you will not have to deal with these lengthier values, right? Means this is also correct. Now Q plus R. What is Q plus R? 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6 square means the square of 13, right? Into P plus S, again into 11 plus 8, right? So 169 into 19. Again, if you multiply it 9 into 9, 1 will come at the unit place, right? Means, yeah, if 1 is at unit place, means this number is not even, and if it is not even, it is obviously odd, right? So you will have to develop. See, if you haven't solved this kind of questions earlier, trust me, you will face difficulty for few days, right? You will feel that, okay, I will not be able to assume the values, I am not good at this kind of questions. But see, as I have told you earlier, that when you learned mensuration triangle square for the first time, you have felt that, yeah, the questions are difficult, how I will be able to answer the area of a square. But later you realize that no, it is not difficult. So it is all about practice. It is all about solving this kind of questions by following this kind of approach. Right? So what will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be 1, 2 and 3. See, I can teach you simpler concepts, right? But at least you should have some idea that how to use those simple approaches in these questions. Right? And see, you can face some difficulty. Why? Because you are directly dealing with the CSAT level questions. Right? Okay, we will end our today's lecture for now, right? And see you in next session. Any doubt from today's lecture? Okay.